My brother stormed out after Thanksgiving. Furious, our parents gave me a coat but ignored him. Years of their favoritism exploded, and now he won't speak to me while they keep praising my perfect life, leaving me wondering if I'm the problem. I've been wrestling with this for ages, and I just had to spill it somewhere since it's gnawing at me nonstop. I figured Reddit's as good a place as any to get this off my chest. I'm 28 now, and my younger brother Henry, he's 24, has been on my case lately about stuff that's been simmering for years. He's convinced I'm the golden child, the favorite, the one our parents love more. And yeah, I'll admit they've done some things that might look that way, but I'm not some spoiled brat coasting on their approval. At least, I don't think I am. But after our last blowout, I'm starting to wonder if I'm blind to something here, or if he's just blowing it all out of proportion. So here's the mess. Buckle up, because it's a long one. Let's start with the basics. Growing up, it was just me, Henry, Mom, and Dad in this little split-level house in a suburb outside Philly. Mom's the warm, hover-white type, always baking cookies or asking about your day. But she's got zero self-awareness about how her words land. Dad's quieter, gruffer, all about results. He's the kind of guy who'd tell you to walk off a broken leg if it meant you'd still get to work on time. Me, I'm the older one, and I guess I've always been the responsible kid. Got good grades, went to college, landed a decent job in marketing. Henry's different. He's sharp, funny, but kind of a mess. Dropped out of community college twice. Bounces between dead-end gigs. And spends half his time gaming or sketching stuff he never finishes. Our parents don't get him, and he's never hidden how much that bugs him. The favoritism thing? I didn't even notice it when we were kids. Looking back, though, I can see where Henry's coming from. Like when I was 16 and got my first car. A beat-up Honda Mom and Dad chipped in for. Henry didn't get squat when he hit that age. They told him money was tight, which was true. But he still brings it up like it's proof they loved me more. Or how Dad would drag me to his carpentry projects in the garage, teaching me how to use a table saw, while Henry got left inside playing Xbox because he wasn't interested. I thought it was just how things shook out. Different kids, different vibes. But Henry's got a memory like a steel trap, and he's been keeping score. Fast forward to college. This is where it gets stickier. I went to a state school a few hours away, and Mom and Dad covered most of my tuition. Nothing fancy, just enough to keep me from drowning in loans. I worked part-time too, slinging coffee at this campus cafe, so it's not like I had it handed to me. When Henry turned 18, though, he wanted to go to art school. He'd actually gotten into a decent one, portfolio and all, but our parents balked at the price tag. They told him they couldn't swing it, that he should start at community college and figure it out. He didn't. He enrolled for a semester, flunked out, and never went back. Now, every time money comes up, he'll mutter something like, "Oh, right, they could pay for your degree, but I'm the screw-up who gets nothing." I used to argue back, point out I worked my a-hole off too. But lately, I just let it slide. It's not worth the fight. The thing is, our parents do talk about me more. I hate admitting it, but it's true. Dad's always dropping lines like, "She's got her head on straight," or, "Wish you'd take a page out of her book, Henry." Mom's worse. She'll call me up just to chat about work or my apartment, then post pics of me on Facebook with captions like, "So proud of my girl." Meanwhile, Henry gets a "hope you're doing okay" text maybe once a month. I didn't ask for that. I've told them to chill, to brag on him too. He's got talent, even if he doesn't stick with anything. But they just laugh it off like, "Oh, he's fine, he's Henry." It drives him up the wall, and I get it. I'd be pissed too. This all came to a head last Thanksgiving. Picture this. Our parents' house, same old beige carpet and floral couch that smells like mothballs. The dining room's crammed with a folding table because Mom insists on hosting even though there's barely room for us four, plus Aunt Linda and her loud husband. I drove up from my place, an hour away, after work, still in my slacks and blouse because I didn't have time to change. Henry rolled in late, hoodie and ripped jeans, smelling like weed. Mom hugged me like I'd just come back from war, gushing about how put together I looked. Henry got a quick pat on the shoulder and a "good to see you, hon." Strike one. Dinner's fine at first. Turkey's dry. Mashed potatoes are lumpy. Same as always. Then Dad starts in on me, loud enough for everyone to hear. "She's killing it at her job. Got a promotion last month. 28 and already running campaigns. I tried to downplay it. Mumbled something about it not being a big deal. But Mom jumped in with, "Oh, don't be modest, we're so proud." Henry's across the table, stabbing his plate like the stuffing personally offended him. I caught his eye, and he just smirked, this bitter little twist of his mouth. Strike two. The Real kicker came after pie. Mom hauled out this gift bag, red tissue paper spilling out, and handed it to me. Inside's a new coat, wool, navy blue, the kind I'd mentioned wanting months ago. "Thought you'd need it for winter," she said, beaming. I was floored, grateful, sure, but also uneasy because Henry's right there, empty-handed. He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, and goes, "Wow, must be nice. What did I get?" "A handshake." Mom laughed it off, laughed and said, "Oh, Henry, don't be dramatic. We'll get you something too." Dad snorted and added, "Maybe if you showed up on time." Strike three. He didn't say much after that, just grabbed his jacket and bolted. I found him outside later, leaning on his rust bucket Toyota, scrolling his phone. I asked if he was okay, and he unloaded. "You don't get it, do you? They bend over backwards for you. College, cars, freaking coats, and I'm the afterthought. Always have been." I tried to cut in, say it's not my fault, but he kept going. "They act like I'm some loser because I'm not you. You're perfect, right? Perfect job, perfect life, perfect daughter." His voice cracked, and he looked away, kicking the curb. I'm tired of it. I didn't know what to say. I mumbled something about how I don't ask them to treat me better, how I've told them to ease up. But he just shook his head. "You don't tell them hard enough. You like it. Admit it." Then he got in his car and peeled out. I stood there in the cold, that stupid coat in my hands, feeling like garbage. That was 4 months ago, and it's been radio silence from him since. Mom and Dad act like nothing's wrong. Business as usual, calling me to chat, asking about work. I brought it up once, told them Henry's hurt, and Dad just said, "He'll get over it, he's too sensitive." Mom agreed, adding, "He knows we love him." Do they, though? Because I'm starting to see all the little ways they've built me up and left him out, and it's messing with my head. Take Christmas when we were kids. I was maybe 10, Henry 6. I'd asked for this dollhouse, big, wooden, the kind with tiny furniture. Mom and Dad saved up and got it for me, and I lost my mind opening it. Henry wanted a Game Boy, nothing crazy, just the old brick one. He got a knockoff instead, some cheap thing that broke in a week. I remember him crying, Dad telling him to toughen up. I didn't think much of it then. I was a kid, obsessed with my dollhouse, but now? It's one of 100 memories stacking up in Henry's favor. Or middle school. I joined track, sucked at it, but Mom showed up to every meet with a freaking sign. Henry tried guitar, got pretty good, but they skipped his recitals because work was busy. High school, I got a part-time job at a deli, and Dad called me his little worker bee. Henry bagged groceries, and they barely noticed. College, the coat, the bragging, it's a pattern, and I've been too dumb or too selfish to clock it until now. The latest twist? 2 weeks ago, Henry showed up at my apartment unannounced. I live in this cramped one-bedroom downtown, brick walls and creaky floors. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I'd just gotten home from work, still in my heels, when he banged on the door. He looked rough, bags under his eyes, hair a mess. "We need to talk," he said, shoving past me. I barely got the door shut before he started pacing, unloading again. "You know they're paying for your car insurance still, right?" he said, voice sharp. I froze. I didn't. Dad had offered last year when my rates spiked, said it was no big deal. I'd assumed they'd do the same for Henry, but apparently not. "Mine got canceled last month because I couldn't pay it," he went on. "Guess who didn't offer to help? Guess who didn't even ask how I'm getting to work?" He stopped, stared me down. "You're not just the favorite. You're the only one they care about." I tried to explain, stammered that I didn't ask for it, that I talked to them, but he cut me off. "You don't get it. It's not about the money. It's about how they look at me like I'm nothing. And you let it happen. You soak it up." He grabbed his keys, headed for the door. "Next time they sing your praises, tell them to choke on it." Then he was gone. I sat on my couch for an hour after that, staring at the wall. My phone buzzed. Mom, asking if I wanted to come over for dinner Sunday. I didn't answer. I keep replaying what Henry said, picking it apart. Do I like being the favorite? I don't think so. I've never rubbed it in his face, never lorded it over him. But I haven't exactly pushed back either. When Mom brags or Dad throws me a bone, I just smile and take it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've been complicit without realizing it. I called my friend Tara the next day. She's known me since college, always tells it straight. I laid it all out, expecting her to say Henry's overreacting. Instead, she sighed. Look, I love you, but yeah, your parents suck at hiding it, and you don't exactly shut it down. He's not wrong to feel shafted. That stung. Tara's usually on my side, but even she sees it. Now I'm paranoid. Every call from Mom, every proud of you, from Dad feels like a jab at Henry, and I don't know how to fix it. I could confront them, lay out every example, demand they even the score. But what if they double down, say it's all in his head? Or worse, what if they admit it and I'm stuck knowing I've been coasting on their bias? I could reach out to Henry, apologize, but he's so raw right now, I doubt he'd hear me. Plus, I'm mad too. Why's this my fault? I didn't make them choose me. So here I am, for in the morning, typing this novel because I can't sleep. I keep seeing Henry's face. Angry, hurt, tired, and wondering if I've been a sh*tty sister without meaning to. I don't know who's right anymore. Am I the bad guy here? Tell me because I'm lost. Update. Here's what's happened since then. So, it's been 7 months since I dumped all that drama here. And holy crap, things have gone sideways in ways I didn't see coming. I was a mess after Henry stormed out of my apartment. Couldn't sleep, couldn't focus at work, just kept replaying his words about me, soaking up being the favorite. I figured I'd give it a week, let him cool off, then try to fix things. Spoiler, it didn't go like that. Here's the rundown of what's happened since, and fair warning, it's a roller coaster. First off, I couldn't keep dodging Mom's calls forever. About 2 weeks after Henry left, I picked up. She was her usual chipper self, asking about my weekend, totally oblivious to the bomb that had gone off between me and him. I've been stewing, so I just went for it, laid it all out. Mom, Henry's pissed because he thinks you and Dad treat me better. And honestly, I'm starting to see it too. The coat, the college stuff, the bragging. It's not fair. She got quiet, then started with the excuses. Oh, honey, we don't mean it like that. We love you both the same. I pushed back, brought up the car insurance thing Henry had thrown in my face. She stammered, said Dad handled that, and she didn't know Henry's had lapsed. Maybe check on him once in a while. I snapped and hung up. I felt like a jerk after, but also lighter, like I'd finally said something real. Dad was next. I called him a few days later, ready for a fight. He picked up, gruff as ever, and I didn't waste time. Why re you still paying my insurance but not Henry's? He can't even get to work now. He grunted, said, you don't miss payments, he does. I'm not bailing out someone who can't get it together. I lost it, told him it's not about the money, it's about how they act like I'm the only kid who matters. He got defensive, said Henry's too damn sensitive, and needs to grow up. I asked why they never go to his art shows, he's been doing these pop-up gallery things lately, or call him just to talk. Dad huffed, he doesn't tell us about that stuff. I shot back, because you don't ask. We went back and forth until he hung up on me. First time he's ever done that. Sucked, but I wasn't sorry. Meanwhile, Henry wouldn't answer my texts. I sent a few. Hey, I talked to them. I'm sorry, can we figure this out? But nada. I heard through the grapevine, aka Mom, who'd started calling him more after our fight, that he'd moved out of his old place and was crashing with some friends downtown. He'd picked up a gig at a tattoo shop, apprenticing, which was cool. He's always been artsy, but he still wasn't talking to me. I figured he needed space, so I backed off. Big mistake, as it turns out. Fast forward to 3 months ago. Mom called me crying, full-on sobbing, which she never does. Henry's in the hospital, she said, voice shaking. My stomach dropped. Turns out he'd been in a car accident, rear-ended some guy because his brakes were shot. No insurance, no savings, and a busted-up leg that needed surgery. He was fine otherwise, just banged up and pissed. But the bills were piling up. Mom and Dad were freaking out, trying to figure out how to help, and I drove to the hospital as soon as I hung up. Seeing him there, leg in a cast, hooked 2 and 4, hit me hard. He looked at me when I walked in, smirked and said, "Oh look, the golden child's here to save the day." I wanted to hug him and smack him at the same time. We talked, well, argued. He was doped up on pain meds, so he let loose. Funny how they're scrambling now, huh? Where were they when I needed a ride to work? I told him I'd chewed them out, that I was trying to fix it, but he wasn't having it. "You don't fix decades of this sh*t with a phone call," he said. "They only care now because I might sue the other guy and they're scared." I asked what he meant, and he laughed. Bitter, hollow. "The dude I hit? Rich a-hole in a Benz. I'm talking to a lawyer." My jaw dropped. Henry, suing someone? That's not him. But he was serious, said it was his only shot at digging out of this hole our parents dug for him. Mom and Dad showed up an hour later, all worried faces and apologies. Mom hugged him, crying, saying they'd pay the bills, get him a new car, whatever he needed. Dad stood there, arms crossed, muttering about how accidents happen, but they'd make it right. Henry barely looked at them. When they stepped out to talk to the doctor, he turned to me. "Watch this. They'll still find a way to make it about you." I didn't know what to say, so I just sat there, feeling useless. He was right, though. A week later, I went to their house to check in. Mom was on the phone with her sister, saying, "We're helping Henry, but thank God she's doing okay. She's always been our rock." I overheard and felt sick. Even now, with him in a cast, they couldn't stop. I grabbed my keys and left without saying bye. That night, I texted Henry, "You're right. They don't get it. I'm done making excuses for them." He didn't reply, but he read it. Small win, I guess. The lawsuit thing blew up last month. Henry's lawyer found out the other driver was texting. Bam. Liability flipped. Settlement talk started, and it's looking like he might get enough to cover the hospital, fix his car, and then some. He's still hobbling around on crutches, but he's back at the tattoo shop, posting his sketches online. They're good, dark, jagged stuff that's getting traction. Mom and Dad keep offering money, but he's shutting them down, saying he's handling it. I saw him at a coffee shop a few weeks ago. He waved me over. First time he's reached out. We didn't talk about the big stuff, just shot the sh*t about his art and my dumb work drama. It wasn't deep, but it was something. Me? I'm a wreck. Work's fine. Got another promotion, yimmy? But I've pulled back from Mom and Dad hard. I still answer their calls, but it's short, clipped. They've noticed. I got a "why re you so distant?" from Mom last week. I didn't sugarcoat it. "Because you still don't see what you're doing to Henry." She got quiet, said they're trying, but it's not enough. I don't know if they'll ever get it. I've been crashing at my place alone a lot, just thinking, did I make this worse by not pushing harder sooner? Could I have stopped it from getting this bad? Henry's different now, harder but also sharper, like he's carving out his own lane. He texted me yesterday, out of the blue. "Thanks for calling them out. Doesn't fix it, but it's something." I almost cried. We're not fixed, not even close, but it's a crack in the wall. Mom and Dad are floundering. Dad's grumbling about ungrateful kids. Mom's overcompensating with random gifts for Henry that he sends back. They're lost, and I'm not bailing them out this time. So that's where we're at. Henry's fighting his way up. I'm stuck in the middle, and our parents are scrambling to catch up. I don't know where it's going. Maybe he'll forgive them. Maybe I'll figure out how to stop feeling like the villain. Am I the one screwing up here? Still can't tell.
Thanks for being here. Hit like, subscribe, and join me for more crazy life spills.